Have you ever found yourself wondering why some men seem to effortlessly command respect and attention, while others are overlooked, even when they have the looks, wealth, or status? You're not alone. Society tells us that if you want to attract women, you need to chase them, shower them with attention, and bend over backward to please them. But let's be honest, how often does that work out? The truth is, many men end up frustrated, confused, and feeling like they're wasting their time. Here's the twist. What if the secret isn't in doing more, but in doing less? What if the key to transforming not just your relationships, but your entire life lies in the art of ignoring women, or more precisely, in learning how to focus your attention and energy wisely? This isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about embracing a powerful mindset shift that aligns perfectly with the principles of Stoicism. When you understand how and why to ignore in the right way, you tap into a magnetic force that naturally draws people, especially women, toward you. In this journey, I'm going to walk you through 8 transformative steps. Each of them is designed to help you reclaim your time, elevate your self-worth, and create deeper, more meaningful connections. If you're ready to break free from the noise and unlock your true potential, keep reading. This could change everything for you. 1. Embrace solitude. Let's start with a question. How comfortable are you being alone? Really think about it. For many men, the thought of spending time alone can be unsettling. They jump from one relationship to another, from one social event to the next, always looking for someone or something to fill the silence. But here's the kicker. The fear of solitude often leads to shallow relationships and a perpetual cycle of dissatisfaction. Now, imagine a man who not only embraces solitude but thrives in it. Picture him spending his weekends diving into a passion project, picking up a book that broadens his mind, or simply sitting in quiet reflection. This man doesn't need constant companionship to feel complete. He's at peace with himself, and that peace radiates outward. He becomes the kind of man who intrigues others, who inspires curiosity and respect. Why is this so powerful? Because independence is intoxicating. Women are naturally drawn to men who are self-sufficient, who aren't looking for someone to complete them but are instead looking for a partner to complement their already fulfilling lives. This man doesn't chase, he attracts. His time is valuable, and that makes his attention a rare and precious gift. Think about it. When you're constantly seeking validation from others, you're giving away your power. But when you're comfortable in your own skin, when you genuinely enjoy your own company, something remarkable happens. You stop needing external validation, and as a result, you become incredibly attractive. The ancient Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. This mindset is the cornerstone of embracing solitude. You can't control whether someone likes you, but you can control how you spend your time and how you cultivate your inner world. Solitude gives you the space to do exactly that. Let's consider a real-world example. Imagine Tom, a man who has mastered the art of solitude. Instead of scrolling through dating apps every evening, he spends his time learning new skills, staying active, and working on his side projects. When he finally meets someone, he brings depth and richness to the relationship because he's been nurturing those qualities within himself all along. He doesn't come across as needy or desperate, he comes across as confident and self-assured. And here's the best part. When you're not afraid to be alone, you start setting higher standards for who you allow into your life. You're no longer willing to settle for superficial connections because you understand your own worth. This is where true power lies. But let me ask you this. How often do you pause and really evaluate the quality of your relationships? Are you chasing people who add value to your life? Or are you clinging to people out of fear of being alone? It's a tough question, but one worth asking. When you begin to embrace solitude, you'll notice a profound shift in how others perceive you. Your independence will set you apart in a world where many people are constantly seeking external approval. Women will find themselves intrigued by your calm, your confidence, and your self-reliance. You'll no longer be chasing their attention, they'll be seeking yours. So here's your challenge, start small. Take some time each week to be alone with your thoughts. Use that time to reflect, to grow, and to invest in yourself. Trust me, the rewards will be worth it. And who knows? The next time you walk into a room, you might just find that all eyes are on you, not because you demanded their attention, but because you've become someone worth noticing. 2. Fearless mindset. Now let's dive deeper. Imagine this, you're meeting someone new, someone who instantly catches your eye. Most men in this situation start feeling the pressure. Their minds race, what should I say? How can I impress her? What if I mess up? This inner dialogue is filled with anxiety and self-doubt, and it shows. They overcompensate, trying too hard to gain approval. But what if, instead of trying to impress, you walked in with quiet confidence? What if you embraced a fearless mindset? A fearless man understands one thing. His worth is not determined by how others perceive him. He doesn't place women on pedestals or act out of desperation. Instead, he approaches every interaction as an equal, fully aware of his own value. He's not trying to win someone's affection, because he knows that true connections aren't built on performance, they're built on authenticity. Why is this so attractive? Confidence, when it's genuine, is magnetic. It shows that you are secure in who you are, that you don't need external validation to feel good about yourself. Women notice this instantly. A man who's calm and composed under pressure stands out in a crowd. He becomes intriguing, someone worth getting to know. Think about the wisdom of Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, who said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This is the essence of a fearless mindset. You stop worrying about the outcome and focus on enjoying the moment. You're no longer driven by the fear of rejection because you understand that rejection is just another experience, not a reflection of your worth. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're out at a social gathering. You strike up a conversation with someone who interests you. Instead of overthinking every word, you simply engage. You're present, listening, and contributing honestly. If the conversation flows, great. If it doesn't, you're equally fine. You're not afraid to walk away because you know that your life is full and satisfying on its own. This mindset makes you stand out in a sea of people desperate for attention. Fearlessness isn't about being reckless or aloof. It's about being secure in yourself. It's about walking into any situation knowing that, regardless of the outcome, you'll be fine. This inner stability is incredibly attractive because it communicates strength and reliability, qualities that women deeply admire. But let me ask you, how often do you let fear hold you back? How many opportunities have you missed because you were too worried about what someone else might think? It's time to change that narrative. When you cultivate a fearless mindset, you stop giving power to those fears. You start living authentically, and that authenticity draws people to you. This doesn't mean you'll never face rejection or failure, far from it. But when those moments come, you'll handle them with grace. You'll learn, grow, and move forward without letting them shake your confidence. Every setback becomes a stepping stone, every challenge an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Here's something to consider. When you stop seeking approval, you start earning respect. People are naturally drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves. They sense your confidence, your ease, and they can't help but be curious. Who is this person who seems so unshaken, so sure of himself? And now it's your turn. Take a moment to reflect on how you can start embracing a fearless mindset in your own life. How can you show up as the most authentic, confident version of yourself? If this resonates with you, I want to hear about it. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Have you ever experienced the power of a fearless mindset? Or maybe you're ready to start applying it today. Let me know. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps us continue creating content that inspires and empowers you on your journey. Together, we're building a community of confident, purpose-driven men. Let's keep the conversation going. 3. Concentrate on your objective. Let's shift gears and talk about something fundamental: your goals. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Yet, if you observe high-value men, you'll notice one defining trait: they are laser-focused on their objectives. They don't just dream, they execute. They don't just plan, they act. This relentless pursuit of meaningful goals is not only the backbone of their success but also a key factor in their irresistible allure. Here's the reality. Women are drawn to men who are driven, who have a sense of purpose that extends beyond their relationships. Why? Because a man who knows where he's going exudes confidence and stability. He's not floating aimlessly, waiting for life or a woman to give him direction. Instead, he's carving out his own path, and that's incredibly attractive. Let's take a closer look. Imagine a man who aspires to build his own business. Every day he's grinding, learning, networking, strategizing. His time is precious, and he uses it wisely. He's not constantly checking his phone, hoping for a text back. He's too busy building something substantial. This kind of focus sends a powerful message. I value my time and energy, and I'm not easily swayed by fleeting distractions. Contrast this with a man who lacks direction. He spends his days scrolling through social media, playing video games, or hanging out aimlessly. When he meets someone, he pours all his energy into trying to impress them, often to no avail. His lack of purpose is evident, and it undermines his attractiveness. Now let's tie this back to Stoicism. The Stoics believed in aligning your actions with your core values and focusing on what you can control. In the context of relationships, this means not getting derailed by external validation or temporary setbacks. Instead, you stay committed to your goals, knowing that true fulfillment comes from within. Think about it. When you're deeply invested in your personal growth and ambitions, you naturally become more attractive. Your life becomes a magnet for people who share your vision and values. Women are intrigued by your drive and the sense of adventure that comes with it. They see you as someone who can offer more than just superficial attention, someone who can inspire and challenge them. But there's more. Concentrating on your objective also builds resilience. Life will throw challenges your way, and relationships will have their ups and downs. A man with a clear sense of purpose handles these moments with composure. He doesn't let setbacks define him because he knows they're just part of the journey. Take, for example, the story of a man named Jake. Jake had always dreamed of becoming a fitness coach. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he started small, training friends and family, gaining certifications, and building his brand on social media. Along the way, he faced rejection, criticism, and moments of self-doubt, but he never wavered. His commitment to his goal was unwavering, and that determination became a core part of his identity. When Jake eventually met someone, his passion and drive were immediately apparent. He wasn't just another guy looking for a casual fling, he was a man on a mission. This not only made him more appealing, but also set the foundation for a relationship based on mutual respect and shared values. Here's the bottom line. When you concentrate on your objective, you're not just chasing success, you're cultivating a life of substance. This focus radiates outward, influencing every aspect of your life, including your relationships. You become someone who inspires others to pursue their own goals, creating a dynamic where both partners can thrive. So ask yourself, what's your ultimate objective? Are you investing your time and energy in pursuits that align with your values and aspirations? If not, it's time to recalibrate. Remember, the most attractive man in the room isn't the one chasing attention, it's the one chasing his dreams. 4. Avoid unnecessary conflicts. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but here's the truth. Not all conflicts are created equal. High-value men understand this distinction better than most. They know when to engage, and more importantly, when to step back. They've mastered the art of avoiding unnecessary battles, a skill that not only preserves their peace but also enhances their attractiveness. Picture this. You're in a situation where your partner brings up a minor grievance. Maybe it's about the way you load the dishwasher or how you forgot to call her back right away. The average man might take the bait, launching into a defensive argument or trying to over-explain his actions. But what does that achieve? More often than not, it escalates the situation and leaves both parties feeling frustrated. Now, imagine a different approach. Instead of reacting emotionally, you stay calm and composed. You acknowledge her feelings without diving headfirst into an argument. You might say, "I understand that you're upset. Let's talk about this when we're both in a better headspace." This response not only diffuses the tension but also sets a boundary. It shows that you value respectful communication and won't engage in conflicts that don't serve either of you. Why does this work so well? Because it shifts the dynamic. By refusing to engage in petty arguments, you communicate that your emotional energy is valuable. You're not easily rattled, and you're not looking for validation through conflict. This level of composure is deeply rooted in Stoicism, where self-control and emotional resilience are seen as hallmarks of strength. Think of it this way. When you avoid unnecessary conflicts, you create space for meaningful conversations. You're not wasting time and energy on trivial matters. Instead, you're focusing on building a deeper connection. This is a subtle yet powerful way to command respect in a relationship. Let's take a closer look at why unnecessary conflicts arise. Often, they're rooted in miscommunication or unmet expectations. Your partner might feel unheard or unappreciated, leading her to express her frustration in small, seemingly insignificant ways. By staying calm and not reacting defensively, you give her the opportunity to reflect on her own behavior. Over time, she'll learn that you're not someone who can be easily provoked, and this will encourage more thoughtful, constructive dialogue. Here's an example. Imagine you're at a social event and your partner suddenly criticizes you for spending too much time talking to someone else. Instead of getting defensive, you could respond with something like, "I didn't realize that bothered you. Let's talk about it later in private." This response acknowledges her feelings without escalating the situation. Later, when you're both calm, you can have a meaningful conversation about boundaries and expectations. But here's the thing, this isn't about avoiding conflict altogether. It's about choosing your battles wisely. High-value men know that some issues are worth addressing, especially if they affect the foundation of the relationship. However, they approach these conversations with clarity and intention, aiming for resolution rather than winning an argument. In the long run, this approach fosters mutual respect. Your partner will come to see you as someone who values peace and harmony over ego-driven confrontations. She'll appreciate your ability to stay composed under pressure, which in turn strengthens the relationship. Let's not forget the timeless wisdom of Seneca, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. This applies perfectly to conflicts. If you're constantly engaging in every argument, you're spreading your energy too thin. Instead, focus on what truly matters, building a relationship based on respect, understanding, and shared values. By avoiding unnecessary conflicts, you not only protect your peace but also set a powerful example. You demonstrate that you're a man of principle, someone who doesn't let trivial matters disrupt his emotional balance. Over time, this will lead to a more harmonious and fulfilling relationship where both partners feel valued and heard. In the end, it's about staying true to yourself. Let the small stuff slide and save your energy for what really matters. That's the mark of a high-value man. 5. Direct communication. Let's cut to the chase. There's nothing more refreshing than honesty. In a world filled with mixed signals, vague intentions, and mind games, direct communication stands out like a beacon of clarity. High-value men understand this intuitively. They don't hide behind ambiguous texts or cryptic behavior. Instead, they communicate their intentions openly and confidently. This not only saves time but also sets the tone for genuine, meaningful connections. Imagine this scenario. You've just met someone you're interested in. Instead of playing it safe with endless small talk or trying to impress with flashy gestures, you take a straightforward approach. You say, "I really enjoyed our conversation. How about we meet for coffee this weekend?" Simple, right? But that directness speaks volumes. It shows that you're confident, that you know what you want, and that you're not afraid to pursue it. Now, contrast that with the man who dances around his intentions. He sends vague messages, peppers his texts with too many emojis, and waits anxiously for a response. His uncertainty bleeds through every interaction, and it becomes exhausting, not just for him, but for the woman on the other end. The result: a lot of wasted time and a lack of clarity about where things stand. Direct communication, on the other hand, is a game changer. It eliminates guesswork and creates an atmosphere of mutual respect. Women appreciate a man who is upfront about his feelings and intentions. It shows maturity and a level of emotional intelligence that's rare and desirable. But let's be clear, directness doesn't mean being pushy or inconsiderate. It's about expressing yourself authentically while respecting the other person's boundaries. For example, if you're interested in someone but sense hesitation, you might say, "I understand if you're not ready to make plans right now. Let me know if you change your mind." This approach respects their feelings while also demonstrating that you're not going to wait around indefinitely. Here's where Stoicism plays a role. The Stoics believed in accepting what is within your control and letting go of what isn't. In relationships, this translates to being clear about your intentions while remaining unattached to the outcome. You can't control how someone else responds, but you can control how you express yourself. This detachment from the need for a specific result allows you to communicate with confidence and ease. Let's consider a practical example. Suppose you've been talking to someone who gives you mixed signals. Instead of trying to decode their behavior, you address it directly. "I've noticed you've been a bit distant lately. If you're not interested, that's okay. I'd rather know where we stand." This kind of honesty may feel risky, but it's incredibly freeing. It shows that you value clarity and that you're not afraid to face the truth. What happens when you communicate like this? Two things. First, you gain respect. Even if the other person isn't on the same page, they'll appreciate your honesty. Second, you save yourself from wasting time on people who aren't aligned with your values or goals. This frees you up to focus on those who truly resonate with you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the power of direct communication in your relationships? Maybe you've had a moment where being upfront changed the course of a connection, whether for better or worse. Share your stories in the comments below. Your experiences can inspire others and spark a meaningful conversation. And if you're finding value in these insights, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us continue to bring you content that empowers and motivates. Let's keep the dialogue going. 6. Selective attention. Let's talk about a skill that separates high-value men from the rest, the art of selective attention. In today's world, attention is a currency, and where you choose to invest it says everything about your priorities and self-worth. High-value men understand this deeply. They don't give their attention away freely, especially not to those who haven't earned it. This doesn't mean being aloof or indifferent. It means being deliberate and discerning. Now think about the average interaction between men and women in the age of social media. A woman wakes up to a flood of notifications, likes, comments, and messages from men competing for her attention. For many, this constant stream of admiration has become the norm. It's easy for genuine interest to get lost in the noise. But then someone different comes along. A man who doesn't flutter with constant messages or try to stand out by being overly eager. Instead, he strikes a balance. He's present but not overbearing, interested but not dependent on her response. This approach piques curiosity. Why isn't he like the others? Why doesn't he feel the need to seek her validation? The contrast is striking, and it forces her to take notice. When attention is scarce, its value increases. High-value men understand this psychological principle and use it to their advantage, not as a manipulation tactic, but as a reflection of their genuine self-respect and focus. But there's another layer to this. Selective attention is about prioritizing quality over quantity in all interactions. High-value men don't waste time on superficial conversations or fleeting connections. Instead, they seek depth and substance. When they do give someone their attention, it's intentional and meaningful, creating a stronger, more lasting impact. This behavior aligns closely with Stoicism. The Stoics believed in channeling energy and focus toward what truly matters, what is within your control and aligned with your values. By applying this philosophy to relationships, high-value men ensure that their interactions are purposeful and enriching. They're not swayed by the fleeting allure of constant validation, but instead remain anchored in their own sense of worth. Imagine this scenario. Alex meets Emily at a social event. They have a great conversation, and he takes her number. Instead of bombarding her with texts or trying to maintain constant communication, Alex sends one thoughtful message the next day, referencing something they discussed. When she responds, he engages naturally but doesn't overextend himself. He allows space for the interaction to breathe, trusting that if the connection is genuine, it will grow organically. Over time, Emily starts to notice that Alex isn't like most men she encounters. He doesn't appear desperate for her attention, nor does he shy away from engaging when the moment is right. This balanced approach not only keeps her intrigued but also establishes mutual respect. This isn't about playing hard to get, it's about understanding the value of your own time and energy. When you focus on what truly matters and reserve your attention for meaningful interactions, you naturally attract people who align with your values. You stand out because you're not following the crowd, you're leading your own path. Selective attention also guards against burnout and resentment. When you give your attention freely and receive little in return, it's easy to feel drained and unappreciated. By being selective, you protect your emotional energy and ensure that your relationships, romantic or otherwise, are reciprocal and fulfilling. Ultimately, this approach cultivates a dynamic where attention becomes a gift, not a given. It sets the foundation for deeper, more authentic connections. And in a world where attention is often taken for granted, this makes all the difference. 7. Maintaining personal commitments. Picture this. You've been looking forward to a Friday night out with your friends for weeks. It's a chance to unwind, share a few laughs, and recharge after a hectic week. But then out of the blue, she texts you, suggesting a last-minute date on the same evening. What do? For many men, the immediate response would be to cancel their original plans, eager to seize the opportunity to spend time with her. It might seem like the right move, but in reality, it sends a subtle, yet powerful message. Your plans, and by extension your priorities, can be easily discarded. High-value men operate differently. They understand that their commitments, whether personal or professional, are a reflection of their values and discipline. When you stick to your plans, even when tempted by something or someone else, you demonstrate that your time is valuable and that you live by a code of consistency and self-respect. This isn't about being rigid or unkind. It's about showing that your world doesn't revolve around anyone but yourself. Why is this so effective? Because it showcases a rare quality in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world: a life with structure and purpose. Women are naturally attracted to men who are busy building their lives, pursuing their passions, and maintaining meaningful relationships outside of romantic pursuits. A man who values his commitments is perceived as reliable and disciplined, qualities that are incredibly appealing. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. The Stoics were masters of discipline and self-governance. They believed in living according to a set of principles that guided their actions, regardless of external pressures. Maintaining your personal commitments is a modern reflection of this ancient wisdom. It's about staying true to your values and not letting fleeting opportunities derail your focus. Imagine this scenario. Jake, a high-value man, has a standing commitment to attend a weekly fitness class. He looks forward to it, not just for the physical benefits but also for the mental clarity it provides. One evening, his date suggests meeting up at the same time as his class. Instead of rearranging his schedule, Jake calmly suggests a different time. He prioritizes his routine, showing her that while he values her company, he also values his personal growth. This small act speaks volumes. It shows that Jake isn't willing to compromise on his goals and that he approaches life with a sense of balance. It also signals that his life is full and rewarding, and he's inviting her to be a part of it, not the center of it. This dynamic creates a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. On the flip side, men who frequently abandon their plans to accommodate others often find themselves feeling drained and undervalued. Their willingness to compromise too easily can lead to a loss of respect, both from others and within themselves. Over time, this behavior can erode the very foundation of self-worth and confidence that is so crucial in any relationship. Maintaining your commitments isn't about being inflexible. It's about honoring your priorities. Of course, there will be moments when it's appropriate to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and balance is key. However, when you consistently show that your time and commitments are non-negotiable, you establish a sense of trust and dependability that few can resist. Moreover, this practice encourages her to view your time together as a privilege, not an entitlement. She knows that when you choose to spend time with her, It's because you genuinely want to, not because you've compromised other important aspects of your life. This distinction makes your presence more meaningful and cherished. In the end, this approach fosters a healthy dynamic where both partners maintain their individuality and respect each other's priorities. You're not just a man who cancels plans on a whim. You're a man who lives with purpose and invites others to share in that purposeful life. That's the essence of a high-value mindset. 8. Boldness and taking initiative. Let's face it, fortune favors the bold. In life, and especially in relationships, taking decisive action is often the difference between success and stagnation. High-value men understand this principle deeply. They don't sit around waiting for opportunities to come their way, they create them. Whether it's approaching someone they're interested in, seizing a career opportunity, or making a life-changing decision, they move with confidence and purpose. But boldness isn't just about action, it's also about embracing risk. It's about stepping into the unknown with the understanding that failure is not something to fear, but a necessary part of growth. When you take initiative, you send a powerful message. You're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. This kind of energy is magnetic, drawing people in and setting you apart from those who hesitate or second-guess themselves. Consider this. You're at a gathering and across the room you notice someone who catches your eye. The average man might spend the entire evening contemplating whether to approach, rehearsing potential conversations in his head. By the time he works up the courage, the moment has passed. But a bold man, he walks over, introduces himself, and starts a conversation without overthinking. He's not concerned with a perfect outcome, he's focused on seizing the opportunity. Why does this work? Because boldness demonstrates confidence and self-assurance, two qualities that are universally attractive. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who exude these traits because they signal emotional strength and reliability. When you're bold, you show that you're not easily intimidated by challenges or setbacks, a mindset deeply rooted in Stoicism. The Stoics believed that courage was essential to living a virtuous life. They taught that by confronting fear and uncertainty head-on, we grow stronger and more resilient. But boldness isn't just about grand gestures or fearless approaches, it's also about being proactive in your personal growth. High-value men don't wait for life to hand them opportunities, they actively seek ways to improve and expand their horizons. This might mean taking the lead on a project at work, learning a new skill, or pushing themselves out of their comfort zones in various aspects of life. Take the story of Tom, for example. Tom always wanted to start his own business but kept putting it off, waiting for the right time. One day he realized that waiting was just an excuse. He decided to take the leap, investing time and energy into building his brand. It wasn't easy, there were challenges and setbacks, but his boldness paid off. Not only did he create a successful business, but his confidence grew exponentially. When Tom met someone special, his boldness and drive became one of the qualities she admired most about him. This kind of initiative applies to relationships too. High-value men don't shy away from making their feelings known. They don't play it safe or hide behind ambiguity. If they're interested in someone, they express it clearly. If there's an issue in the relationship, they address it directly. This willingness to act decisively fosters trust and deepens connections. But boldness also requires a certain level of detachment from the outcome. This is where Stoicism plays a critical role. When you act boldly, you must be prepared for any result, whether it's success or failure. The key is to focus on what you can control, your actions and intentions, and let go of the rest. By doing so, you free yourself from the fear of rejection or criticism, allowing you to move through life with greater ease and confidence. In relationships, this fearless approach can be transformative. Imagine you've been dating someone for a while, and you feel it's time to take things to the next level. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or fearing what she might say, you bring it up directly. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and I'd like to see where this relationship can go. Whether she's on the same page or not, you've shown courage and clarity, which are far more compelling than hesitation. Boldness also means standing by your values, even when it's uncomfortable. If you're in a situation that doesn't align with your principles, A high-value man has the courage to walk away. This might mean ending a toxic relationship, declining a tempting but unethical opportunity, or speaking up when something doesn't sit right. By doing so, you reinforce your self-respect and show others that you are a man of integrity. In the end, boldness is about living life fully and authentically. It's about embracing challenges, taking risks, and acting with purpose. When you cultivate this quality, you'll find that opportunities start to open up in ways you never imagined. People will be drawn to your energy, your decisiveness, and your unwavering commitment to living boldly. So ask yourself, where in your life could you stand to be bolder? What opportunities have you been hesitating to pursue? It's time to step up, take initiative, and embrace the power of boldness. The world rewards those who dare to take action. By now, it should be clear that the idea of ignoring women isn't about being cold or dismissive. It's about realigning your focus, prioritizing your growth, and cultivating a mindset that naturally attracts meaningful connections. Each of the principles we've explored, embracing solitude, fostering a fearless mindset, concentrating on your goals, avoiding unnecessary conflicts, practicing direct communication, mastering selective attention, maintaining personal commitments, and demonstrating boldness works together to elevate your life and relationships. Here's the ultimate takeaway. When you stop seeking validation and start investing in yourself, you shift the dynamic. You no longer come across as someone desperate for attention or approval. Instead, you embody confidence, purpose, and authenticity, traits that not only command respect but also create a powerful, magnetic presence. This shift isn't just about how others perceive you. It's about how you perceive yourself. When you cultivate these qualities, you'll notice a profound transformation in every aspect of your life. You'll approach challenges with resilience, make decisions with clarity, and form relationships based on mutual respect and shared values. But let me leave you with one final thought. The journey to becoming a high-value man is exactly that, a journey. It requires consistent effort, reflection, and a willingness to grow. You won't get everything right all the time, and that's okay. The key is to keep moving forward, learning from your experiences, and staying true to your principles. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these principles resonates with you the most? Are there areas in your life where you're already applying these strategies, or are there steps you're ready to take today? Share your thoughts and experiences. Let's continue this conversation and support each other in becoming the best versions of ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If you found value in these insights, I encourage you to take them to heart and put them into practice. Remember, the most powerful changes come from within. Here's to living with purpose, confidence, and authenticity. Until next time, stay focused, stay bold, and keep growing.